That's great. Well, so another thing is people my age, okay, maybe just out of college a couple of years, starting a career, and maybe married, starting a family. A big question I get asked a lot is, why should I buy? Interest rates, what they are, the economy is doing really well, but there's all these predictors out there that are saying, well, interest rates are going to go up and values are going to go down, and one person's telling you this and another person's telling you that. So I get asked that question a lot. Why should I buy? Why shouldn't I rent?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. I'd love to give you my 2 cents worth, and this is 34 plus years of wisdom being in the mortgage industry.
Wisdom is 34 years of wisdom.
Right.
I like that.
I've seen a lot, and so if a potential buyer were to go out right now and look at a decent 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in a halfway nice area, you're probably looking at spending $1,200 to $1,400 a month for rent. If you go to Zillow or any of these websites and look at homes for rent, and to get anything that's halfway decent now is going to be $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800. So if you look at what mortgage programs are available and what interest rates are now and what it costs for a house and what your payment's going to be, you literally get a lot more bang for your buck payment-wise for basically getting the same property. So just from that perspective, I think it might make sense to look at least consider your options purchasing a house. But from the big picture of the benefits of homeownership, and this is kind of what I've just kind of my reminders. That's what happens when you get old. You got to have reminders.
Money all the time.
Is that some of the long-term benefits of homeownership? I mean, you have to look at this long-term. Is that in a sense it's kind of part of your retirement planning. And this is simple math. The earlier in life that you purchase, that means ultimately, most likely, the quicker down the road you're going to not have a house payment. In other words, you'll pay off your mortgage.
Or even at least realize that equity if you decide to sell.
Absolutely. Great point. There was an article that I read in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and this was 6 or 7 years ago. And the basic premise of the article was that the crises of the elderly who were still burdened with a house payment or paying rent and had unexpected medical bills and couldn't afford the medical bills, and part of it was due to still having a housing expense. And it kind of made me think a little bit, well, if they would have bought a house in their 20s or 25 or early age, they wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have that burden of having a house payment. So maybe financially, they'd be a little bit in a better position.
Yeah,
and so kind of the way I see this is that either you're going to have to pay rent or you're going to pay your mortgage. To me, it makes so much more sense to pay off your mortgage instead of somebody else's mortgage.
Yeah, great point. I mean, the money's coming out anyway.
That's
you can either be banking it yourself,
That's right.
or you can be putting it in somebody else's pocket. So,
That's right.
no, it's a great point. I couldn't agree more.